Thank you both for joining us for this important discussion on this historic moment for our country and for the life movement. General Lynn Fitch, how did you feel after the decision came down? Was the win upholding the law something you expected?
Well, it was an incredible time, certainly a moment in history for all of us, for the pro-life movement. What an amazing time to overturn Roe v. Wade and to move forward and talk about empowering women and promoting life at the same time. So truly an amazing, outstanding time for all of us and the excitement that we have moving forward for all women.
Solicitor General Scott, you argued the case. Did you feel vindicated in your team's choice, not only to ask for the court to uphold your 15-week abortion ban, but also to go the whole way and overturn Roe versus Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey?
Thank you, Montse. I think we felt great about the result. It really couldn't have been better. It's everything we asked for, that we fought hard for, that we did our best to present to the court. I think something that was very vindicating for us, in addition to the result and the fantastic quality of the court's opinion, is just, from the start of this case, when the court took it, Mississippi approached with General Fitch leading. We approached this a certain way. She asked people to think about this a different way, think about the whole picture, think about the importance of these laws, the importance of people deciding these hard questions of life, of health, of families. And not having that wholly in the judicial, within the judicial ken. And it's very gratifying, tremendous honor to see the court fully deliver on that, and just that approach of saying, hey, here's how we view this, here's the right way, and just kind of with a message of hope and looking toward the future to do a lot of good work. That was just incredibly, just really marvelous to behold. It's, my job, I joke, my job is to put things into words, and I still haven't really found the words to describe the court's decision. So it was very vindicating and honoring.
And you were following Attorney General Fitch's very beautiful understanding of what women actually need in society, and you brought it up in oral argument. You're a former Supreme Court clerk. Your understanding of the court is very different, and as you were standing before them, you were discussing the consequences that this decision has had in your discussion of overturning Roe and Casey. Do you think that made a difference?
I think the court's opinion really shows that they understand how damaging Roe versus Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey have been. They've divided us on a national scale, on a person-to-person, local level. They've made it very hard for people to find solutions on this issue. They've warped the way we think about the abortion issue, about legal questions, about the court, about the law, about working toward, in debate in a constructive democratic process to good solutions. And I think the court really drew out, hey, look at all of these harms from this decision. So I was very glad that resonated well. I know how careful the court is to overrule precedent. It's something it considers very carefully. And I think the court really did appreciate and do a tremendous job of articulating all the harms that had stemmed from Roe and Casey.
All the harms is real. Attorney General Fitch, why a 15-week ban? I think that's the question on everyone's hearts. Is there some consensus there for the people of Mississippi, or would you have chosen a different limit?
Well, certainly we are there to uphold the laws and the Constitution of the state of Mississippi, and that was what was passed by our legislature. So that was our charge, to uphold that. But as Solicitor General Stewart said, we looked at it from a holistic perspective. We asked the court to overturn this egregious behavior that had gone on for 50 years in this special set of laws by unelected justices and return it to the states, because this is such an important issue that everyone should have a voice, should have the opinions relayed through their legislators.
Solicitor General Scott, do you expect additional lawsuits now that the trigger law has been certified and with this decision in hand?
I think we'll sort of wait and see what happens. I think, one, we benefit from a tremendously powerful, clear, and just couldn't get any better opinion that will provide tremendous guidance and a lot of clarity on this issue. I think it's something that'll be very important. I think that General Fitch just alluded to is the need to lead, to persuade, to capitalize on the fact that we now have this issue in the democratic process. and to really follow through on the effort that General Fitch has spearheaded over the last year plus of just saying, hey, think about this a different way. Look at the whole situation. Look at children, look at women, look at families, look at how we as a society are addressing these very hard, challenging, difficult moments. And I think it's something that it was never just about prevailing in this case, but it's about making people really understand, hey, this is a hard issue for us as a society. Let's get together to find solutions because we haven't been able to do that for a long time. So I think we're just very grateful that that is now an opportunity. And I think it'll be a real chance for people across the country, whatever station or position they are, to really lead and just address this issue very constructively.
General Fitch, let's talk about those solutions. You have been spearheading all kinds of movements around the importance of empowering women by highlighting the plight of single mothers, the pay gap between men and women, child support laws, foster care and adoption. Where will you start?
Oh, well, we're going to comprehensively move forward. It's certainly a unified front to do that. We were very excited that equal pay passed in the last legislative session. Again, that sends a strong statement to women across our state that they are valued, that they are a tremendous part of the tapestry of the state of Mississippi, and they will be continuing to be a part of the workforce, education, and all that they will do in their respective lives. So yes, we are working right now on a comprehensive legislative package, as well as some policies and programs that we can work together with our public and our private partners, our agencies, to move forward, because we're going to move forward with actual steps, driving toward those solutions, finding the ways that we can empower those women and those children. And we can do that those many different directions you just talked about. But certainly as we talk about childcare, how do we make that affordable and quality for women? We need to talk about enforcement of the support for child support for these women, because for far too long, they have borne the brunt and the majority of the financial and hardships of these children from a financial perspective. We'll definitely be talking about innovative ways to talk about workplace flexibility, make those environments better, talk about maternity and paternity leave. And certainly we're going to need to talk about streamlining the adoption process and taking a hard look at our foster care system, because we have these precious children and we need to be connecting them with the families who are ready to love them and to help them thrive.
That's very true. General Fitch, this is personal for you. This is something that you've been working on for a long time and that you've, as you mentioned, been praying for a long time. What is the actual solution that you see moving forward? Going back to the democratic process, do you see this country as a pluralistic society where everyone makes that choice for themselves?
Certainly every state will be different. Every state will act differently, may have different laws, different programs, but we're going to look at how you truly empower women. It's the first time we've been able to have a comprehensive view at that, and we'll be moving to take actions to make that happen on all levels.
And seeing the law as a deterrent, there was a beautiful piece in the Washington Post that described the life of a young woman who said that she would have missed out on her twins had abortion not been illegal in Texas. Are there other deterrents that people should be looking at, like heavier punishment for incest, rape, or domestic violence? I know that's an issue that you care about a lot.
Well, certainly there are so many vulnerable individuals and so many victims, and how we can step in and help them is so important. For so long, they felt like they didn't have that safety network. And so this gives us the opportunity to really do a hard look at how we can provide all those resources and tools so that they are able to move forward after they've been through some very horrific times. But the end game is always to support these women, to support the children, and to help them really thrive in their lives.
Do you feel a call to be a voice for other people who may not know how to do what you're doing in their state?
Absolutely. I want to be a mentor and play any role that I can to others, because, again, it's so significant. We are at the cusp of this historic time. And for the first time, we can have a healthy dialogue about what do we truly do that empowers women? How do we make that happen? And again, we can't just keep talking about it. We have to now provide sustainable action items that really take care of these women and their children. So I am ready to help anyone and to be there providing support any way that I possibly can.
And Scott, do you feel the same way? Do you feel like you're called in this moment to share with other advocates how to have the courage to go all the way, especially on these issues that affect human life and human rights?
A great thing about this case is when you stand for the right thing and do it in the right way, you can make wonderful things happen in the world. And we've done our very best to do that. I know we've both been tremendously honored to do that. And to the extent that anyone can see and appreciate that approach and get something out of it and deal with, whatever the issues are that are important to them, I think that's just a tremendous honor and tremendously gratifying to just kind of spread that way of doing things and have a really positive impact throughout a broad range of issues in our country.
Well, there's a long battle ahead, both for helping women and helping families, and also for helping other states understand what they can do to follow in your footsteps. Thank you both for your leadership and for your courage.
Thank you.
Thank
Montse.
you.